How to Build a Multi-Billion-Dollar Business in Africa from Scratch by Strive Masiyiwa, compiled by Geoffrey Tengamba, being read to you by Arnold Rangakuremia. Chapter 6, Buying Telecom Lesotho. We want to launch, and I say to finance director of this giant company, I need your advice. I have this amazing opportunity to be a partner with eskom and Mauritius Telecom, but I have no money to pay for my share. We did not qualify even to participate. Lesotho is a remarkable country. It is a small African country nestled in the majestic Drakensberg Mountains of South Africa. Uniquely, it is one of the only 3 countries in the world completely surrounded by another country, South Africa. And yet it is a fiercely independent and proud country with its own constitutional king who is greatly loved by his people. The moment I arrived there for the first time, I fell in love with the people, and I said to my companion, I could live here forever. In 2000, the then government of Lesotho hired PricewaterhouseCoopers, the global financial advisory firm, and asked them to sell their public telephone company, known as Telecom Lesotho, in a public tendering process. The presence of Pricewaterhouse as advisors to the process gave bidders a lot of confidence, including ourselves. We knew it was going to be a tough but transparent process, similar to what we had faced in Botswana. With 2 operators under our belt, Zimbabwe and Botswana, I was ready for a new adventure. Although Lesotho was a very small country with less than 2.5 million, it would be quite a challenging venture if we won. First of all, Telecom Lesotho was essentially bankrupt and barely operating. Some of its facilities had been vandalized following a recent attempted coup. We were required to buy 70% of the company, leaving the government with 30%. The company did not have a cell phone operation. However, we would be given a new license. Only problem was that one of the best operators in Africa, that is Vodacom, had already been in the market for 5 years when we arrived. We had other challenges to overcome before submitting the bid. Challenges like we did not qualify even to participate because although we had cell phone operations in Botswana and Zimbabwe, we had no experience in fixed line telecommunications, and it was a pre-qualification requirement. Then there was a small matter of money. Each bidder had to provide bank letters to show they had the money needed to buy the company and recapitalize it over 5 years. We bought a copy of the bid documents, and I sat down with my team. We studied every single line, making copious notes. We discussed every day from morning till night. Personally, I meditated and prayed even as I studied, often going for long walks with the documents in my hand. Let the battle begin. I drove to Lesotho from Johannesburg, South Africa, where I had recently moved with my family. I traveled in the country incognito with a small team. We studied the country, the people. We asked questions and wrote notes. Then we went back. We did it again and again. We bought books about the history of the country and studied its economy and business environment. We spied on the target company and connected with local business people. Then my team began to work on the bid documents as we had done in Botswana. I hired as consultants the best fixed line experts that I knew in Africa. I focused my attention on dealing with 2 issues that we needed to overcome. We needed partners who could provide 2 things. 1, technical expertise in fixed line business, and 2, money. I also needed to find money for my own shares, otherwise I would be doing all this for someone else. I knew I had to find what I have often described as an insight. I had to see something that was not immediately obvious. In my reading of what was happening in the industry, I came across an article that the British Electrical Power Utility was planning to split its signaling operations and then turn them into an independent telephone company. As an engineer, I understood exactly what it meant. I approached the signaling division of Africa's largest power company, Eskom of South Africa. They were already aware of this possibility but were focused on South Africa. Having them as a partner would bring a lot of technical know-how but not public telephony experience, and we would not qualify. I say to them, If you get experience in Lesotho, you can then build a much bigger business in South Africa. They saw the strategy and agreed to work with us if we could persuade a fixed line operator to come on board in a three-way partnership. Eskom had the money, lots of money, and would be the majority shareholder. I did not mind, because that is business. As with Botswana, I approached a lot of operators around the world, but because Lesotho is poor compared to Botswana, most were simply not interested. Eventually, I persuaded Mauritius Telecom to be our fixed line technical partner. The Mauritians did not want to invest significant money, but they were happy to join the consortium. We were almost ready to roll, only I did not have money to pay for our own shares, and I was not going to beg my partners. I never asked my partners to fund me in a venture. By the time we entered Lesotho bidding process, we had demonstrated in Botswana and Zimbabwe that given the opportunity, we had the competence to build a cell phone network and to operate a successful business. We had also given business to equipment suppliers from all over the world who knew we could be trusted. We had paid them on time and we had worked well with them. Many of them were now able to give us credit on equipment supply. I had also stuck to the same suppliers as I do even to this day. Early in my business career, I had learned about the importance of developing circles of trusts with other businesses. I went to one of our key international suppliers, a global giant, and I asked for a meeting with the group finance director based in Europe, an elderly gentleman. I was accompanied by the country manager of the supplier who had flown with me from South Africa. We went to lunch and I said to the finance director of this giant company, I need your advice. I have this amazing opportunity to be a partner with Eskom and Mauritius Telecom, but I have no money to pay for my share. Then I added softly, I know you cannot lend me the money, but I just wanted to know if you know someone who can. He looked at me intently as I spoke. Then he said, how well are you doing in your business? I had come well prepared. I also knew I would be meeting a no-nonsense finance guru. So I handed him our financials, complete with letters from our auditors. I had also prepared reference letters from everyone who did business with me. I also made sure he got them well in advance of the meeting. Very impressive, he said. Then he began to ask me questions about our business and my understanding of our operating environment. I was relaxed as I replied. After a while, he looked again at me and smiled. You're right to say that we are not able to lend you any money because we are not a bank. In these short years, you have demonstrated to us that you are honest and you are also competent at what you do. Your success is our success. We want you to grow. I know a friend of mine at the bank. I will talk to him to see you. A few hours later, I left the country as quietly as I had come. I called my pastor and shared the good news. Back in Lesotho, we blew away the competition. No contest. End of chapter 6.